Hi, Toy Tractor Times fans. I'm at the 2020 Lafayette Farm Toy Show in Lafayette, Indiana. I'm here with Alan Chesnut, who has taken first place in the Toy Tractor Times display contest. Alan, congratulations. We can see you have the gold trophy here with the Case 1030 on top. Alan, you've got a very interesting display. Over the years, I've seen displays win that were 2 4x8s, or even maybe at the show with 3 4x8s, but I think you have the smallest winning display I've ever seen. So I know you've got an interesting story about it.
Yes, so what this was originally meant for was a model railroad competition, and I always like to mix the model railroad competitions with the farm side of things. So what you were required to do was have a 100 foot by 100 foot scene. So by choosing S scale, which is our 1/64th in farm toys, it ended up being 18 inches by 18 inches. So in a competition, you want to get as much detail as you can and so forth. And you want to scratch build, do as much as you can on a building. One of the other requirements was it had to incorporate a model railroad car. So I used the car here as the base for my cattle shed. And so the tough part of it was that besides the car, I used a piece of 1 inch by 4 inch basswood board and a roll of tape to make the rest of this building. And that's all this includes. So what I did in my table saw, I made a jig to where I could cut each individual board. I could cut it to the thickness, and then I used a X-Acto knife to cut the width of the boards. It has a nice detailed frame underneath, just like you'd find in a real building, set on 4-foot centers and 12-inch spacings on the purlins for the roof. And then I took a roll of aluminum tape for the roof. I took 2 pieces. I put them sticky side to sticky side to make a very thin sheet of aluminum, and then I embossed each sheet by hand. Once I did this, I painted them and then weathered them with chalk.
So you actually made kind of the rippled effect in those plates.
Yeah, it was just a regular smooth piece of tape. So I found something that I found the ripples that I wanted to have, and cut each individual piece out. So it was time consuming, but I did it more as a relaxation such.
So we have an excellent building here. I mean, the detail in it is very impressive, along with the incorporation of that rail car for the contest. So what was the next step? What was
the next step was deciding the scenery and the base. I built the railroad car, and then I took foam and I formed the ground contour. Put down a nice layer of soil, sifted soil. Used some techniques to get the cracks and stuff in it as if it's dry as you'd find in a regular cattle lot. And it's kind of set up as so they can shut the cows up here at the building in the winter.
Oh, it's a great detail. I mean, I really like this hill where it's kind of eroded and where they walk in and out.
Yeah, it's just like the real thing where cattle, they tend to go to the same place and tear it up.
And we can see here how well it's built on that styrofoam.
Yeah, it was just a styrofoam base, painted soil layer, and then I used static grass to make the next layer. All of my wood posts, custom built, or used little posts, weathered them, set them up, tried to get my brace posts so that the openings were correct and the way that you would have a true fence.
So these are your brace posts here?
Yeah, that would be a brace. Each corner needs a brace. As you pull that top wire tight, you need something to pull. That way it puts the force on the bottom of the next post and they don't.
And we can see that over here by the spigot.
Correct. So I put this together. A couple days ago, one thing I thought, I need a water tank. So I sat down, drew the water tank, and 3D printed it. So within 8 hours, I had that from idea in my head, printed it out on a little printer I had, painted it, and put a little bit of realistic water from Woodland Scenics in it to create the water tank. So it's also a...
Yeah, I mean, I want to stick my finger in there. I expect it to just be water.
Yeah, if you touch it, you can actually touch it, and you can see some grass particles on top that look like they're floating. But
sure,
it looks like water, and I've had really good luck with the realistic water. Other things I did, I weathered the livestock trailer, put the junk, put miscellaneous parts around, and just tried to.
So is this a Top Shop Replicas trailer? Or?
It was a top shelf replicas run through green light, so it was just a straight trailer, just weathered with
Sure. I
pastel
like that
chalks.
weathering right on the top. And
Yeah, it looks like it was a drip.
do you mind holding that up so we can?
Things kind of got moved. It was supposed to be sitting under the tree as if the water ran off the tree and kind of puddled on top. So it was just pastel chalks. You can find these at Menards. And once I got the chalk ground up in the colors I wanted for the rust and the manure, I then put a tester's dull coat over it. Real simple. If you want to try a custom project, you can find a cheap trailer for $5-6, find some brown chalk, and you can do this at home yourself.
Oh, very interesting. I see we have another kind of the Tomater looking truck back
Yes,
here with a
that
tree
is
coming out of
actually
it.
the only thing on here. It was made for me by another individual, and it was so that was the one thing that I did not build on this layout or customize.
So I see some detail of barrels and hay, and looks like some roofing inside the barn. You have some ladders on the side here, and and a kind of a not a weathered pickup truck, but it looks like you're driving down a dusty road.
Oh, a dusty, yeah. You got to have a dusty pickup. He's got the bucket. The drill ended up in the bucket. My son's been playing with it. It's got the ladder there, a couple extra sheets of steel there to work on the roof. Just kind of giving the idea. The farmer got tired, so he's just sitting there on a 5-gallon bucket and resting.
Well, who would have ever thought you needed a drill and a bucket on a 1/64 scale display?
It's great detail and 3D printed, and items that you can purchase. So yeah, anybody can make this detail on their layout that wants to.
It's a great display, and I also just want to show people the pattern, how you use the static grass to give it kind of a swept effect under the tree.
Yeah, you gave it a different color. I used a lighter color on the sides of the hills where it could be eroded and dried, where it's not growing the same.
Well, looks like maybe a few cow patties out here, and
Threw some extra dirt on top, soaked them with some white glue mixture, and it makes it look like a true pasture.
I got a significant kind of valley or low spot here. Just a lot happening in a small space. So
A lot happening,
we can see why the
It's
judges picked you in the first spot this year.
It's fun, and if you like to do it, try it. You don't have to be big.
And the most interesting thing is no tractor on the display
No
at
farm
all.
toys, but it is a farm display with cows.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have to get you a tractor for the next one.
Oh, I could probably add a tractor to the scene. So,
Well, Alan, thank you very much for sharing it, and congratulations.
thank you very much.
And for people that are interested in learning more about model farming and detailing, make sure to check out toytractortimes.com Toy Talk, where you can interact with hundreds of collectors and learn some of the tips and details that Alan has incorporated here. And as always, thank you for watching.